Ever wonder why the rich keep getting richer and the poor stay poor? This question has puzzled economists, sociologists, and everyday people alike for centuries. The answer, though multifaceted, often boils down to one crucial aspect: financial habits. We live in a world where economic disparity is not just evident, but growing. This phenomenon, commonly known as the wealth gap, is the substantial difference in the distribution of wealth, particularly between the wealthy and the less fortunate. But how much of this wealth gap is a direct result of our financial habits? Well, you might be surprised. Financial habits are the recurring decisions we make about money, and they have a significant impact on our financial future. The wealthy understand the power of these habits. They make their money work for them, while the less affluent often find themselves working for their money. This fundamental difference in approach can lead to a vast chasm over time. But what are these habits that keep people poor? They range from living paycheck to paycheck, impulse buying, neglecting to invest, and ignoring the importance of a good credit score, to not having an emergency fund, carrying high interest debt, and failing to set financial goals. The list goes on. It's important to note that these are not inherent traits, but learned behaviors. That means they can be unlearned and replaced with healthy financial habits. By identifying and understanding these habits, we can take the first step towards breaking the cycle of poverty. So, what's the good news? We're not doomed to repeat these patterns. Financial education is a powerful tool, and the first step towards empowerment is awareness. We have the ability to change our financial habits and, in turn, alter our financial destiny. The wealth gap may seem like an insurmountable hurdle, but it's not. By addressing the habits that keep us poor, we can begin to close that gap, $1 at a time. Identifying and changing these habits can be a game changer. Are you ready to break free from these chains? Habit number 1, living paycheck to paycheck. Sound familiar? It's a common scenario, isn't it? You receive your paycheck, and before you know it, it's all gone. You're left counting the days until the next one rolls in. This habit, my friends, is a fast track to financial stagnation. So, what's the solution? Well, it's all about planning. Start by creating a budget, a real honest look at your income and expenses. And yes, this might mean cutting back on some of those little luxuries. But remember, it's all in aid of a bigger, brighter financial future. Next, focus on saving. Even a small amount from each paycheck can make a big difference over time. And finally, consider investing. This might seem daunting, but with a little research and perhaps some professional advice, it can become a game changer. Remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. Habit number 2, impulse buying. Ever bought something you never planned for? We've all been there, experiencing the sudden urge to buy something, often non-essential, that wasn't on our shopping list. It's a common habit, but it's also a wealth drainer. Impulse buying is like a hole in your pocket, constantly leaking money. It might be that cute pair of shoes on sale, or the latest smartphone that you don't really need. These unplanned purchases add up over time and can seriously hinder your financial growth. Now, what's the solution? Simple. Make a shopping list and stick to it. This discipline will help you focus on what you really need and will curb your impulse to buy unnecessary items. Remember, your money is a resource that enables you to achieve your goals. Don't let momentary desires divert you from your financial path. Control your spending. Don't let it control you. Habit number 3, not investing. Are you letting your money work for you? Many of us fall into the trap of thinking that investing is a game reserved for the wealthy. The truth is, it's not. Investing is for everyone, and it's one of the most effective ways to increase your wealth over time. Think about it. When you invest, your money is put to work, earning more money through the power of compound interest. It's like having a tiny army of dollar bills marching out every day to fight for your financial freedom. So, how do you break this habit? Start small. You don't need a fortune to begin investing. There are plenty of investment options that require minimal starting capital. And remember, knowledge is power. Learn about different types of investments, understand the risks, and make informed decisions. Investing isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Don't just work for your money, make your money work for you. Habits 4, 5, and 6. Neglecting insurance, ignoring your credit score, and not having an emergency fund. Are you guilty of any of these? Insurance, while it may seem like an unnecessary expense, is actually a vital tool for safeguarding your financial health. Think of it as a safety net. It's there to catch you when life throws you an unexpected curveball. Neglecting insurance can lead to catastrophic financial problems if you face a medical emergency, property damage, or even a lawsuit. The solution? Make insurance a priority. Invest in health, car, home, and liability insurance. It's not about expecting the worst, but rather being prepared for it. Moving on to habit 5, ignoring your credit score. Your credit score is like your financial fingerprint. It's unique to you, and it has a significant impact on your financial life. A poor credit score can lead to higher interest rates on loans and credit cards, rejection of loan applications, and even difficulty renting an apartment or securing a job. So, how can you improve your credit score? Pay your bills on time, keep your credit card balances low, and don't apply for new credit too frequently. Regularly check your credit report for errors and take steps to correct them. Remember, it's not just a number, it's a reflection of your financial responsibility. Finally, habit 6, not having an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a financial buffer that can help you cover unexpected expenses without having to rely on credit cards or loans. Whether it's an unexpected car repair, job loss, or medical expense, an emergency fund can be a financial lifesaver. The general rule of thumb is to save 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Start small, save consistently, and before you know it, you'll have a solid emergency fund. These habits may seem small, but they can have a big impact on your financial health. And finally, habit 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not setting financial goals, not saving for retirement, carrying high interest debt, and not learning about money. How many of these are part of your life? Let's start with habit 7, not setting financial goals. Imagine setting sail on a ship without a destination. That's what life without financial goals is like. You're just drifting, hoping to land somewhere nice. But without a clear path, you're likely to end up somewhere you don't want to be. The solution? Set both short and long-term financial goals. These will act as your roadmap, guiding you towards financial stability and prosperity. Moving on to habit 8, not saving for retirement. This is like a ticking time bomb. The longer you ignore it, the more devastating it becomes. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that retirement is too far away to worry about. But the truth is, the sooner you start saving, the more comfortable your retirement will be. Start today, even if it's just a small amount. It will add up over time. Now, let's talk about habit 9, high interest debt. This is the equivalent of a financial vampire, sucking the life out of your finances. It's a trap that keeps you stuck in a cycle of debt. The solution is to prioritize paying off high interest debt as quickly as possible. Consider strategies like debt snowball or debt avalanche to help you get out of debt faster. Lastly, habit 10, not learning about money. Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to finances. It's a recipe for disaster. Make it a habit to educate yourself about money. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, or watch videos like this one. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your finances. Breaking these habits isn't easy, but it's definitely worth it. Remember, wealth is not just about having money. It's about having control over your money. And that starts with breaking these 10 habits that keep you poor. So start today. Your future self will thank you. So, what's your score? How many of these habits are you guilty of? Let's do a quick recap. Living paycheck to paycheck, impulse buying, not investing, neglecting insurance, ignoring your credit score, not having an emergency fund, lacking financial goals, not saving for retirement, having high interest debt, and not spending time to learn about money. These are the 10 habits that can keep you in the cycle of financial struggle. But remember, it's never too late to break these habits. Start by setting small goals, learning about money, and making smarter decisions. Invest in your future, save for retirement, and ensure you have an emergency fund. Pay attention to your credit score, get insurance, and resist the lure of impulse buying. The road to financial freedom may seem daunting, but every step you take towards breaking these habits brings you closer to a secure financial future. Start today. Your future self will thank you. Remember, it's not about how much money you make, but it's about how much you keep.